auto-populate. So this will auto-populate what all the tasks which is related to duplicate tasks. So that will help end user to fix all those duplicates and move forward. Okay, so this complete course is highly repetitive. I can say it's so much of content, but the only core concept is completely here in this specific section. Okay, this is the same thing which is getting repeated again and again. They are going to repeat n number of times. So you will don't get your brain freezed by reading and taking time to read, but understand once you understand the core concept. So just think like you are revising the same topic again and again. Okay, so the first thing is health dashboard. As I said, so ServiceNow CMDB health dashboard is a monitoring tool for managing your CMDB health. So this will show the comprehensive view of data quality to identify if there are any issues, and it will make sure CMDB remains accurate. So you will have health scorecard. Okay, this will provide the summary to reflect overall health of each scorecard. So 85% or 66% and 99% and all those stuff. And as I said, next is data manager. So you will create new policies, and for each policies you will assign who is the owner to resolve that policy, like attestation, certification, or remediation, or removing the duplicates and all those stuff. And yeah, so this is deduplication remediator tool, where if there are any duplicates, it will automatically show like this. So you have to select, you have three options: use main CI or remediate manually. So if you remediate manually, so it will merge, and if there are any data which is not part of one CI, so from other CI, it will auto populate and it will delete the existing CI. I mean, it will delete the duplicated CI. And next one is deduplication templates. So here you will create a template with some information. What are the things you have to fill in that specific task? So for server, you can define based on what class it is. So for each class, you will have different templates, and based on the if you find any duplicate on the server, automatically a task is created to the specific group as per the policy, which is defined in the back, and it will assign this specific template to the user. So that is the process. So here you will create policies, you will create the conditions using data manager. If you find if you see the serial number or name is similar, then mark it as duplicate. So here it will mark it as duplicate. In this, using this template, it will create a task to the user. So this is the overview of what you are going to see here. Okay, first thing, so why do you need, what are the things that you have to see in the correctness, completeness, and compliance? So what is completeness? So this provides visibility to CI that lack critical information such as ownership, relationship, or attribute details. So these are not discovered. Okay, so who is going to support if something happens to the CI? Who is going to take the responsibility? And like if there is any parent child, so if you guys have already know about server. So under main computer you will have server. Under server you will have Windows server or Linux server. So the top one is computer. Under that you will have server. So if there is any issue or if something is missing, then that means it is not complete. So that's where this comes up. So it will show the list percentage of CIs which are complete, and if you click on that, it will show what are not complete, and from there you can find. So what are the, based on what it thinks it is complete or not, are based on the field values. So there are two types of fields. One is recommended and one is required. Recommended means, like for example, if it is a server, so what are the recommended fields? You need definitely, if you what are good to have are recommended, and what are must to have are required, like mandatory fields, which include serial number. So if you have the serial number of any device, then you can definitely say, okay, this is a computer. If you don't have that serial number, then how can you know that that specific device is a server or not? So that is where you write identification rules, right? So similarly, If those main things are not there, or which are not populated, then you can't say that this complete recommended or required, it's the CI is not complete. Okay, any questions on completeness?
No.
No.
So I hope you understand, right? So completeness means these are the two things, recommended and required. Okay, next, going to compliance. So compliance is nothing but it offers insights into how well the CMDB adheres to defined standards and policies according to compliance audit templates. So compliance means, so there are set of audits or set of templates. You must need to meet those standards. Like for example, if I am getting bunch of CIs into my system, so I need to have who is the owner, or it needs to have bunch of relationships. So I need to able to trace that specific device, because for compliance, you are going to use the CI in incident management, problem management, change management, and any other places. So if you find any issue, you should able to create ticket, and you should able to user, whoever is service desk person who is resolving your issue, he should able to troubleshoot by understanding the location of that CI. For that, he need IP address and all those details. So you should able to use that specific device in all these specific ITSM components. And and someone from the server side or server team, he need to say, yeah, this device I'm getting, I'm able to discover it daily. That means it is compliant to all the industry standards. If there are any um, security things, if that needs to be installed in that, so it needs to adhere to that company policies. So all the devices and all the things, if it is following the proper audits and policies, then you can mark it as, okay, this is compliant. So you can, based on that, you will say, okay, this device is compliant. And anyway, so you are going to configure recommended, required, completeness, and also in the compliance, you are going to configure this audits and all those stuff. And in correctness, so this is the third metric. So most of you already know what is stale CI, orphan CI, or duplicate CI. So it has to check. It provides, so staleness is, you already know that. So if you think the CI is not stale, or it's not orphan, it is not duplicate, then it will mark as it is correct CI. So these are the three key metrics for each and everything. So if you understand this, that's it. So half of the thing is done. So anyone have any questions here?
Can you explain staleness, orphan,
Yeah,
and duplicate?
yeah. Stale CI is nothing but, see, there is a CI, so it is not getting updated daily. So I don't know whether the status of the device is present or not. So if it is keep on, you will run discovery schedule on a daily basis. So you are discovering that device, but for continuous 7 days, you are not discovering that. You don't know where that device is. Then you will call that device that CI, but that CI record is already present, but it is showing as it's not updated. So, second. So if you are not able to get that, then that means that CI is stale. So did you get that?
Yeah, yeah. Data refresh rules. We wrote 7 days.
Yeah, that is data refresh rules. So that will refresh the complete updates, and it will make sure whenever, wherever it finds, it will automatically, it will update the CI.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Next is orphan CI. So orphan CI, that means it is not linked to any parent or any related CIs. So that means relationship is missing. So someone have deleted something without any knowledge, or it might be deleted because of any archival rules or deletion rules. Yeah. Then
Okay.
uh,
Duplicate is clear with the word.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And next is duplicate CI. So duplicate CI, this will provide visibility to when the same CI recorded multiple times in CMDB, which is leading to redundancy and potential data conflicts. So that is same, like if you have the same data, multiple serial numbers, then that is definitely an issue. Okay. So here he will explain about
makes the health of your overall CMDB visible to all CMDB administrators, as well as remediation task owners of your organization involved in key business processes. You can identify CI ownership, track data sources, drill into remediation tasks, and monitor data quality.
Yeah.
There are 3 metrics you should consider when tracking CMDB health. Completeness measures the status of required and recommended fields left to be populated. Compliance measures a CMDB's adherence to predefined audits. Correctness measures the integrity of predefined data rules for duplicates, orphan CIs, and stale CIs. To make tracking and communicating changes to the CMDB more efficient.
Okay.
The CMDB Health Dashboard is essential for governing CMDB data, which in turn helps support better decision-making in IT operations.
So if you have better CMDB data, so you can get a proper, you can resolve issues, you can make sure your company, everyone are having very less number of issues, and you can deliver them details in the right manner. And even if there are any issues, so you can able to fix it really quick. So there's so many things that you can able to do that.
Yeah, Avi, I have a doubt in this completeness.
Mm.
Can you click on that place?
Yeah.
No, completeness above.
Oh, okay. Completeness. Yeah.
Here it was saying that lack of critical information such as ownership and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But this ownership and relationship, it will not like a discoverable data, right?
Yes, exactly. So you have to add it manually.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is what it takes completeness. So required comes from serial number, which is discovered.
Okay. Yeah.
Recommended comes from ownership
See.
and all those things, which are
Yeah.
you have to add it
Okay.
manually. So mostly in our organization, what we do is we add this support information to a higher level, like business services, so like payroll or SAP or ServiceNow. So we add support group and ownership, all those ownership or support or assignment group and all those things to services, business services. And we will bulk we'll write a business rule or something on class CI classes. So if the
Okay.
class is this, then these are here, these team is the
Assigned
owner
to.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll write background scripts. And once the CI is created, automatically you will have an insert business rule that will automatically update that device
Okay.
with the data.
And duplication can be prevented by collays in CMDB.
While importing, you can write collays, but after import, data is imported. While transforming, then it will check IRE rules. Then if no matching thing is there, then it will either create or update. Even though if your IRE is failing, then it will create a duplicate. Then you have to go back to your reconciliation rules, understand from which discovery source your data is coming, and you have added the priority or not in the reconciliation rules, and you have to update the reconciliation rules in such a way that the duplicate is not created again and again. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting so many calls. It's a busy day, right? So yeah, second. This is yeah. Okay. So that's how you usually remediate that. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, these are really good questions, and I'm happy that you guys are asking. So you guys are really understanding it well. So if you ask questions, then I'll get confidence that yeah, okay, you guys are understanding it. Okay. Yeah, next important topic is health inclusion rules. So these are the rules which are configuration settings that allow administrators to define which CI classes should be included in the CMDB health dashboard evaluation for the health metrics like correctness, compliance, and compliance. So basically, so if you go to your CI class manager, you will have CI inclusion rules. Okay, there you can select specific class in as or something like that. Easy, and you can give which CI class it has to be worked on. Like for example, server or nothing hardware, and you can select any other class. You can put an or condition, hardware or application. You can apply which all metrics applies to that specific inclusion rules. So that will get included. Here I am directly writing on CI configuration item. That means it is going to apply on all CI. Now there will be a schedule jobs out of the box. When I execute them automatically, so once they are executed, so automatically the health dashboard will get reflected with the metrics for only those specific CI classes. So you have included only 2 classes, and you have added what are the things you need to be done, and you have executed the existing schedule jobs, so that it will automatically reflect on the health dashboard with all the metrics. So if you have Linux server or Windows server, what is the completeness, correctness, and compliance metrics? So that will get auto updated based on those specific data. Okay. Any
So, like it's
Yeah.
like we are checking for particular CIs.
Yes.
No,
So one
that's it, right?
specific CI. So if you click
Okay.
on see, there is a health dashboard video. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is the only thing which we have. See here. Let me put it from the start. So here now it has started adding giving classes. Okay. Now he will add what CI class is specific to that specific hardware. Okay, now he is selecting what all metrics applies to, like duplicate, orphan, recommended, required, stale. So these are the 5 main metrics. So required and recommended, those comes under correctness. So this will be like core metrics for all 3 completeness and correctness and 3 C's of health dashboard. So now he is executing those existing schedule jobs. So once executed, you can see the changes in the numbers. These metrics get automatically updated. Okay, so that's how it will automatically get updated. So any questions on this specific inclusion rules? So some of the benefits, what are the benefits are? So you can you can have a selective class tracking. You'll have a granular control on which specific metric or which specific class you want to look for, and you can customize your metrics. So if someone in your company ask you to show only metrics related to network or hardware, then you can just include that and put the condition, and you can execute it. So that will automatically populate your CMDB dashboard with only that specific CI class data. Okay, so that is inclusion rule. So this is one of the rule which is there in our CI class manager under CM health. Okay. Yeah. So next topic is CMDB group health dashboard. So this is nothing but it's a centralized view of aggregate health reports for CMDB groups. So each dashboard displays overall health of all CIs within a group, allowing you to drill down for more detailed information on recommended or required fields. Audits, duplicates, orphans, or stale CIs. So these dashboards offer streamlined way to view health metrics for a CI class in one place, eliminating the needs to switch between classes in the CMDB health dashboard. So you can usually create a group with what all CI classes you have. Like for example, PCs. So what all CI classes comes under PCs, you can put there. And services. So you can basically create a group, and you can add condition what all classes that you want to put in that specific group. So for example, racks and network gear. So he added both rack table and network gear table. So both are one of the CI classes. And once he adds that, so he can get the metrics directly. So here is one of the example. So define a group name. This is the first step. Okay. Sorry, second step, where you will give the group name and what is the type. So you want to get the health of those specific group. And once you add that, you will add an query. Group contains encoded queries. So you will create that group encoded queries with what is the status, like operational status is operational, and this is the filter. Only show which devices are operational, which are not retired, which are active, which are working, are called operational. So operational status is the most important field that determines the status of any CI. So that will say, okay, Windows servers which are active, show me, and Linux servers which are active. So I added both the conditions. So here I created a CMDB group with both classes. Now it will show all the list of CIs which will come under that specific group. Now we will execute the schedule job with our health dashboard, all three C's: completeness, correctness, and compliance. So automatically you will get some specific metrics, right? So on the top of your health dashboard, you will have this widget called health group or Windows and Linux servers. So that's how, if you click on it, it will show metrics related to that group. So now till now you have learned two. So one is through inclusion rules. This is the second one. This is the one where you can automatically create a group and set some conditions. So you don't need to go back and change inclusion rules. So you can automatically create a group and keep it. So when you click on that specific group, it will show metrics related to that. Okay. Any questions here?
Mhm. No.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are digging more deeper on each and everything, like configuring completeness, configuring correctness, configuring compliance. So first one is completeness. So as we already said, so for the completeness, what are the two things we need? One is required fields, one is recommended fields. So required fields can be anything which are related to serial number, name, MAC address. Recommended fields can be anything related to assigned to, support group, change group, managed group, serial number, or name. So in this specific section, you will learn how you can configure what are required fields and what are recommended fields. So if you see, if there is any, I hope you guys have worked on dictionary override. So how many of you have worked on that? So anyone can answer what is dictionary override? Tejashree, Harsha, or Gopi?
Dictionary overrides where you go onto the particular field and configure,
So why
and
we use that dictionary override?
to make the changes, like if the field needs to be mandatory, then or
So the child, any field that is being, if it is getting from the parent table, it will get the uh, properties of the parent table itself in the child table. To change the properties of that field in child table, we use direct dictionary override.
Mhm.
So, for example, if a field is mandatory in parent table,
Mhm.
it will automatically it will be mandatory in child table too.
Mhm.
But if we want that field to be not mandatory, we need to create a new dictionary override.
Right.
So to not like to undo the mandatory of this field, and there can be only one dictionary override per table.
Mhm.
Yes.
So basically, if you are working on any task table, so most of the tables are extended from task table, like incident, problem, change. Okay. So if you want assignment group to be mandatory only on incident, not on other tables, but the assignment group field is on task table. So you will write a dictionary override to make assignment group mandatory only on incident table, right? Similarly, here for CMDB is the base table. Okay, base configuration item table. So if you see, this is the most important question in the admin. So what is the base table for configuration item? That is just CMDB. So that is the table name. For that specific CMDB table, all these fields like serial number and all these are inherited. So if you want to make that specific thing mandatory for one of the CI class, so for Windows devices, I need serial number, but for IP routers and network gears, I don't need that. So for that, you have to write a dictionary override and make that specific fields mandatory. That's how you will make the specific fields as required. Okay. So you have these videos. So since we have less time, so I will give you more time to go and open this and read this specific videos. Mostly the same thing, whichever I said, it's going to be explained here. Okay, pretty much. And they will also show you on specific group. So like if you want to see only on one specific CI class, so it will also ask you to show ask you to select which CI class you want to see the metrics for and all those specific things. So you have a bunch of functionalities. So just poke around this video and understand. You will understand what all different ways you can populate CMDB health dashboard data with. Okay, there are two mainly, but so just you can dig deep and understand how powerful the report functionality is. And here in this video, it will show how you can put a dictionary override. So you guys have already know about how to put, and it will show for the completeness, what are the things. So for specific server class, if you want the data to be complete, so what are the recommended fields and required fields? So you can configure it. So this is the way where you can configure it. It will clearly show you here in the completeness section. So basically you have to add in that way, and recommended fields as well. So based on that, it will automatically calculate if you have the data for those specific fields or not, and based on that, it will calculate and give the percentage for you. And in future, if you think, okay, I don't need this like assignment group in my recommended fields, you can go back to the CI class manager and click on the completeness, and you can update your recommended fields filter or required fields filter, whichever filter. So that's how you can make changes and play with your scorecard, auto population of that scorecard. Okay. So next part is CMDB compliance scorecard. Okay, this is also similar. So for compliance, as I said, you need to have policies and audits. So if you go to compliance section, so you can define those audits like operating systems. So for any Windows server, so you need to have operating system, all computer running a Windows operating system. So operating system contains Windows. So you can add those kind of filters, and you can add any specific templates like it should have RAM value something like 1000 or greater than 1000. So only put those devices in our system, because as a company, I know how I buy my devices, right? So I'll buy with specific configurations and all those stuff. So you have to work with your network team or hardware team. They will explain you their specific conditions. So based on that, you can configure these audits. But most of the audits, they will be out of the box. You just need to check with them whether those are up to their standards or not. So few of them are like Windows computers, minimum RAM, how much it needs to be. So assignment group is managed by group. So since this group is auto-populated in the computer table, so you will check with that group related to how much is the minimum RAM requirement. So these are the person who is the manager of that group, manager of that CI, is the person responsible to give you the data. Okay, this needs to collect this data, you need a lot of collaboration skills, so with other team members, and you have to get the data and you have to update it. And for compliance score calculation, so you can there is a out of the box schedule job, so you can execute that schedule job, so you don't need to write any script there. So it will get auto populated. Okay, so for that, so you have a video on how you can configure those audits and how those audits are defined and where those audits are defined. So you can go here and see the same thing which I just said you. So they will actually show you that. So you will have automatically certification templates where you will select those templates and add those conditions and whatever are recommended for your company. So those things which you will update here or you will create here. So server with minimum statistics, Unix server or baseline, McAfee server audit. So if you have multiple servers, you can add what are the compliance standards that your company have. So you will create with all those specific conditions, and you can execute them daily or on demand. On demand is nothing but on specific day. Daily it will check. If it is daily, so then that scheduled job, specific scheduled job, it will run daily and it will validate. And once you execute that, you can see automatically it will check all the conditions. Like for example, the server's RAM should be more than 100. So if it checks in your list, and if it finds yes, it is more than 1000 or 100, then automatically it will make it as certified. If it is not, then it will make it as failed. If it fails, then it will automatically create a task and to task to some specific group, like managed by group, and they can go ahead and fix what are the failures, which are not compliant. He can take network security team or whoever is responsible for that specific CI, they will take care of that, and they will fix all those issues related to that. Okay. Yeah, that is what the compliance is. And finally, the correctness. So for correctness, so these are the three main things, as you know: duplicate CI, orphan CI, and stale CI. So you need to find calculations, how you can calculate all those values. Okay. So in new version, they added duplicate of field, so which is getting auto-populated. So you can remediate duplicates easily by those specific values. And you can, so they are just giving you example on how you can create orphan rules or metrics. So you can also customize those rules so directly by going here for application CIs. So you can also make sure when do you consider that as an orphan, when do you consider that as a stale. So as you know, so orphan is nothing but when it does not have any relationships or something is breaking. So what is the main thing which you want to check? So for example, if it is a Windows or computer, so under computer, I definitely need a server, and under server, I definitely need a Windows server or Linux server. So if I found a Linux server, but if it is not under computer, that means something is missing, right? So how do you know that? You can define it from that specific CI class manager. Inside the class manager, you will update. Okay, so for my thing, it should have this proper relationships. If you find that relationship is missing for that specific CI, so consider that as an orphan CI. And similarly for stale CI. So for stale CI, so effective duration. So you can put, okay, this CI I'm not able to find for more than 60 days. Then call it as stale CI. So you can put the duration on how many days if it is not able to find. So you need to know all the locations where you have to update these specific rules. So that is what this specific simulator course is about. So where you will activate the health dashboard, you will create a CMDB group on the dashboard, you will configure the health dashboards. So you will add the recommended fields, you will add the audits, you will you will create orphan rules, staleness rules. So till task 8 are the things which we have just discussed. Okay. And the next parts, which are remediate duplicates, configure reclassification. So those are we can cover in the next class. So I hope everyone are clear, right, till here. So I don't want to overload with a lot of information today. So let's take one step at a time. So try to read it till here. Try to get a complete understanding. Do the lab. Now, once you do the lab, now you'll have complete clarity on all these three metrics. Then we can move forward with the next steps. Till task 7 you can able to complete, till task 8 you can able to complete it in this CMDB Health Micro Certification Simulator. Once you do that, you will get CMDB Health Micro Certification. Okay. So on completion of all this, so next parts, so in the next class tomorrow, so we are going to cover about CI reclassification. So if the classification is messed up, so how do you reclassify it, and what are the restriction rules, what are the remediations, how do you configure the life cycle management, like from operational, non-operational, and all those stuff, and data manager and all those stuff. We can cover it tomorrow. Okay. As a follow-up task, so complete till first 3. So I know the data is repetitive, but don't worry. So just read and understand everything till this CMDB Health Dashboard Correctness Scorecard and do this lab till 8. So if you have any questions, we can check and we can continue in the next session.